For those of you in the large companies, you who happen to be here in Silicon Valley, you know while the tech is part of it, the other part of it is that startups look like they operate at a blur, large corporations. That is, they move with speed and urgency. Anybody understand what a startup CEO wakes up and goes to bed thinking about? Anybody know? What is a startup CEO? 3 numbers. Anybody know what those numbers are?
Burn rate.
Burn rate. What else? Money left in the bank, and day, hour, minute, you're out of money and shut it down. Right? Now, when you're in a big company, with all due respect, maybe you get to lose your corner office. Maybe. In a startup, if you're a founder, you're probably going to maybe lose your house. Kids are going to go to a different school. And for sure, those 100 people working for you ain't going to be working there anymore. That's what Evangelos and I, when we were doing startups, the CEOs worried about every day. So that's a different motivation that, while you can't create that exact fear and panic, that is what drives startup at speed. And so, when I was teaching young CEOs about how to kind of turn that into a set of heuristics, I'll give you one, for example, for those in large companies you might want to think about. As a startup CEO, I kind of got decision-making down to just 2 ideas. There were only 2 types of decisions in every meeting, regardless of what the meeting was about. Is this a revocable decision or an irrevocable decision? A revocable decision was, what order do we do the features? What color is the box? What price is this? And what channel? They're all revocable. Some with more cost than others, but you're a startup. And by the way, the only conversation about revocable is, will we live long enough to worry about this, not what corner case, if the number of atoms of the universe is, because you always had smart people in the room who calculate every possible corner case. We've eliminated the corner cases because it said, if we should live so long, what's the, and then irrevocable is, who do we take money from? Do we sign 5 or 10-year releases or what? Some of those are irrevocable. But as a startup CEO, once you sorted it out into 2 buckets, the rule in our startups were, you made revocable decisions in the same meeting they came up, period, end of discussion. There was no meeting to have a subcommittee meeting, to have a memo, to have another meeting, to schedule the conference room for the next calendar date, for the quarterly event, or whatever. By the time a large corporation had the next meeting, we'd made 10 decisions, moved forward on 6, reversed 4, etc., and constantly we're moving at that speed, learning and iterating and moving. And so you got that cadence of momentum and speed and tempo. And by the way, speed and tempo is an integral part of how we get urgency. And I just mentioned that because this goes back to trying to describe this to a Horizon 1 organization. And again, it isn't that people aren't making these decisions out of stupidity. It's that, no, in a large corporation, these bets are $100 million bets sometimes. And gee, you do need a lot more certainty than a startup, because there isn't a gun to your head on a daily basis, but you screw that up, you might put the whole company out